We're now joined live by Lindy Mtongana, live in Beijing, where she's following the events there. Lindy, what have been the key highlights of Monday's CPC sessions?
Well, Karen, I'm actually still standing here in the press conference hall of the media center where that sixth press conference took place, or just rather concluded a short while ago. Now, as you mentioned, today the focus is all about the environment. Two senior CPC delegates addressed media looking at the past 5 years as a period of unprecedented progress. Those were the minister's words as he reflected on what's been done in China to address pollution, of course, a major challenge, and indeed the role that China has taken on the world stage and how it's become a leader when it comes to the climate change conversation. There was also a sense of looking forward to the next 5 years and what China needs to do to not only improve on what's happened, but indeed implement new policies and new reforms that will further ensure that China develops in a sustainable way.
And Lindy, aside from all the environmental issues, what else has emerged during the CPC National Congress that would be of interest to African countries?
Well, indeed, there are two particular things that have come up quite regularly in discussions here at the CPC National Congress. The first is the opening up policy, and the second is the Belt and Road Initiative. Now, these two have a lot of relevance to Africa, and it's certainly what observers from the continent would be paying attention to. Now, indeed, as China has opened its doors to the world, it is a two-way street, and in fact, the world itself is also coming to China. I had the unique honor yesterday of meeting a man from Cameroon who's actually lived in China now since 2003. He came as a student, but his life took a turn. Let's have a look at that. It's reasonably uncommon to see an African face in Beijing, but as China opens its doors to the world, a growing number of African expats are choosing to call China home.
Hey, Lindy, how are you?
Francis Chiagai took that step in 2003. With a PhD in hand, he arrived from Cameroon to study aeronautics.
Welcome to my home.
14 years later, he's mastered Mandarin, absorbed Chinese culture, and is now a sought-after performer on the national entertainment scene. Known as Jia Gai to Chinese audiences, Francis is famous for his performances of Chinese crosstalk, a stand-up comedy routine dubbed Xiangsheng. He's also gained recognition for hosting and performing in a variety of Chinese talent and talk shows.
The fact that I put effort in studying Chinese language seriously, honestly, this fact opened millions of doors for me. I'm not that skilled, I mean, more talented than anyone else or more smart than anyone else or whatever, but the fact that I can speak kind of fluently, it totally breaks down any barrier. You feel like, yes, you feel adopted. You feel adopted by those people. Then you adopt them, and then you feel adopted by them too.
Over the years, Francis has gained a keen appreciation for China's growth and development path. He believes there are many key lessons for Africa.
China, just a couple of decades ago, was far behind many countries in the world. Look nowadays, how China has been fighting, improving, and growing and growing. And from this perspective, I would say, how about us?
Though Cameroon will always be his first love, Francis quite comfortably considers China home. Lindy Mtongana, CGTN, Beijing, China.
Well, indeed, Karen, that is just one example of how this opening up policy here in China has welcomed the likes of Francis to the country and created opportunities for people all over the world to explore commerce, education, and indeed, in Francis's case, comedy in China. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Lindy, there in Beijing for us.